four-wheel drive. Be sure to come back real.
Evening, everybody. Would you do me a favor and join us in saying thank you and a big welcome to our rodeo orchestra and Mr. Rick Stitzel. That is a fine group of people. Y'all ready? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to the second annual Fort Worth Super Shootout.
All the miles spent sleepy driving.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got a question for you. There's something new, big, and beautiful in this Coliseum. How about our new big HD screens? You like them? Well, I want to say thank you to the people that present them here tonight and every night. Texas Health, Harris Methodist Hospital, Fort Worth, and our good friends at Mattress Firm. I think they're awesome. By the time the rodeo's over tonight, you'll be the best informed audience any place in Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, we're very proud of where we've come from in the last 119 years. We're proud tonight with the Fort Worth Super Shootout, presented by Cinch jeans and shirts, and we're proud that today, for 170 years. Right now, Miss Megan Gay with our American flag, Sister Summer with the Texas flag. They're riding in, leading the VIPs of this grand event. If you've been here before, you know it's okay. Once the flags go by, sit down, sit back, relax. Put your resistol hat back on, put your Justin boots up. We've got a lot to talk about in the next 10 minutes to tell you about this concept. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the main things you need to understand, that in the Cinch format of rodeo that you're going to watch here tonight, to our friends in the South, back again tonight. Our ladies are about to set up the flags in this arena. I'd like to take a moment and introduce to you your hosts, the VIPs, those that work year-round to make this livestock show and rodeo, the horse show, the biggest that it can be and going ready for 120 years next year. The first gentleman on a paint horse is our general manager. He's our president and your host tonight. Would you give a nice welcome to Mr. Brad Barnes, Fort Worth, Texas. The second paint horse carries the chairman of the board of Fort Worth. He's a downtown businessman. He's a cattle rancher, a horse breeder. You know him, Mr. Ed Bass of Fort Worth. Now the third cowboy in line's working his way to becoming somebody as a rodeo producer. He's been practicing for about 60 years. Ladies and gentlemen, our rodeo production manager at the young age of 88 years old, Mr. Neil Gay. That's a cowboy. Now right behind him is a man that a lot of you Texans have got a lot of faith in. Because here recently, you have elected him to become the Texas Commissioner of Agriculture. Tonight, I'd like to welcome, officially, Mr. Sid Miller. That man tipping his hat to you just became famous on YouTube the other day with kids and cupcakes. And I agree with him. Good job, Commissioner. Another guy that knows a little about Austin, he flies there every morning, does his work at the state capitol, and returns every night to ride in the grand entry, Mr. Charles Guerin, who is our vice president out there on the Palomino. This man has ridden in this grand entry, I'll bet you 300 times, maybe more. He is the honorable and former mayor of our city, the Honorable Mike Moncrief, joins us tonight. When he tips his hat, he reaches higher than most. Mike Patterson, thank you for joining us tonight. Mike's a part of our Fort Worth Stock Show Syndicate. You know, they've raised millions of dollars for our 4-H and FFA kids. Marty Richter, man who once rode bucking horses in this arena, of our executive committee. Jim Gay, our producer. Miss Elaine Agather, our executive committee. Kid Moncrief, National Cowgirl Museum and Hall of Fame. Mike Warner, counselor, good to see you back in the lineup on a buckskin tonight. And Debbie Head, also. Miss Deborah, nice to see you, of our executive committee. Ladies and gentlemen, they're coming down the east wall. How about a big hometown welcome for the Fort Worth Mounted Police Unit, the men and women. If I may ask you again, what do you say we all stand together Texans and friends from around the world. I'd like to assemble the setting to pay tribute to the Six Flags over Texas. And in Texas tradition, in the posting of our colors, Miss Megan and Summer Gay, it's all about Texas and the United States of America. Thank you, ladies. For the 119 years that I've been speaking of, Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo has been proud to welcome visitors from all over the world. And in 2015, our newest committee of peers is the Faith-Based Advisory Committee. Here, we've invited leaders from various faith-based organizations from our Fort Worth community to participate in all 36 of our shows. Members of our committee are responsible for a brief prayer before each of these shows. And the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo desires to act as a neutral authority of each faith-based organization. What an honor it is tonight to welcome a beautiful young lady. She is a student
of this life. Lead us to paths of justice. We pray in the name of God who creates us, Christ who saves us, and the Holy Spirit who sustains us. Amen.
Amen. Miss Dawn, thank you so very much. All right, Texans, you ready to sing? I want to hear every voice in here tonight. Americans, let's do it. It's our song. And it'll be played by our orchestra. It's the national anthem. Let's do it well. That's the way I like to hear it. Thank you, fellow Americans. Well, ladies and gentlemen, 36 shows require a lot of livestock and a production manager that's got his ducks in a row. And I want you to meet that man right now. He's the next generation of the Neil Gay Rodeo family, Mr. Jim Gay of the Raptor G Rodeo Company, Terrell, Texas. The greatest pride he has every night's riding in between his beautiful daughters. Ladies, thank you for your presentation. Megan, Summer, Cowboy Jim, and the Cowgirls of K. Gay's Palomino Parade. Awesome job. Ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned a moment ago, and I'm going to stay with this figure for you, of $100,000. The concept of our Fort Worth Super Shootout, presented by Cinch Jeans and Shirts, has also been a great success, not only here last year, but at 8 rodeos all across the United States, including the Calgary Stampede in Canada. You need to understand, there's going to be a bareback rider, a steer wrestler, a barrel racer. It's going to be a bronc rider and a bull rider. Those 5 contests are going to do what they normally do in rodeo competition, 8 seconds at a time. The fastest run in the bulldog and the fastest race for the ladies. Each of these contestants will be given a stipend just for qualifying to come here. Each of these contestants represent those 8 rodeos I talked about a minute ago. Are you ready to meet the field? I want to start over by buck and shoot number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, our team captain tonight, Mr. Scott Davis. For Rodeo Austin, bareback riding Tim O'Connell, steer wrestling Casey Jones, saddlebrook rider Ryan McKenzie, ladies barrel racing the beautiful Natalie Fouch, and the bull rider, he's been here the last 2 nights, Josh Colshell. Representing the Calgary Stampede, the rodeo boss, Mr. Keith Barrington, our captain. Joining us tonight, their champions. World champion Willie Lowe from Texas, Trevor Knowles from Oregon, bronc rider Dustin Flundra, barrel racing Miss Jean Winters from West Texas, and Scott Shifter, the Canadian champion superstar. For the Cheyenne Frontier Days, team captain, hello John Sands, nice to see you there. R.C. Landingham, the bareback rider, Stockton Graves, the bulldogger, all-time great Cody DeMoss in the bronc riding, Laura Lambert for the ladies in the barrels, and a many-time champion bull rider from Texas, J.W. Harris. Representing their rodeo that's happening last week, this week, and next at the Denver National Western Stock Show and Rodeo, team captain Clay Gilmer. Joining us tonight, their champion, already on his way to doing it again, Richie champion, our Texan, the $1 Million Man, Dean Gorsuch, 2-time champion of the world in steer wrestling. Court Shear, watch this bronc rider, the $1 Million Lady Mary Walker from Ennis, Texas, and the reigning champion of the world in bull riding, Sage Kimsey. Ladies and gentlemen, representing the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Houston, team captain and rodeo boss, Mr. Joe Bruce Hancock. In the bareback riding, 4-time champion of the world, Bobby Moat. Olin Hannum from Utah, the bulldogger, Heath DeMoss. In the bronc riding, here comes Lisa Lockhart from South Dakota in the barrel racing. Clayton Fontaine, the Texas bull rider. We're going to take you way out west to Reno, Nevada. The wildest, richest rodeo in the West. Team captain tonight, Darren Nelson. In the bareback riding, the number 2 man of last year's world, Austin Foss from Oregon. Canadian champion steer wrestler Curtis Cassidy. Bradley Harder, Weatherford, Texas in the bronc riding. Christine Laughlin from Pueblo, Colorado for the ladies. And you're going to watch a lot of this guy, Sam Lanham of Sweet Idaho in the bull riding. Our neighbors to the west, San Angelo, Texas. Cliff Caldwell is the team captain stepping out tonight. Young Billy Tuners, the bareback rider. Steve Branco from California in the bulldogging. Rusty Wright, champion right here at Fort Worth last year in the bronc riding. Jana Bean, look out for this lady in the barrel racing. And Trevor Kastner, he was here with us last night for the bull ride. All right, Fort Worth, Mr. Brad Barnes, our team captain. In the bareback riding, it's Orrin Larson. Big Seth Brockman of Wyoming for the bulldogging. Sam Spreadborough, the Aussie in the bronc riding. Shelly Anzik from Montana for the ladies in the barrel race. And an Oklahoman, Joe Frost in the bull riding. Ladies and gentlemen, you've just met 48 people, the most important people in the arena tonight. Would you give them a big collective round of applause? As all of our team captains step to the arena, Scott Davis, Keith Barrington, John Sands, Clay Gilmer, Joe Bruce Hancock, Darren Nelson, Cliff Caldwell, and our own Mr. Barnes. Gentlemen, I'd like to tease you with a little enticement of why you're here. Hi-ho, Silver! I think Jim Gay's daughters have robbed a bank. There's money flying everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the official Texas way to deliver $100,000. All right, boys, good luck with your teams. We're going to give you a little shot, give you a taste of what it's all about. Ladies, thank you. Oh, they're proud of their money. Everybody'd be proud to hold on to $100,000. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Not so fast, boys. Mr. Bass, the chairman of the board, has arrived. I don't think he wants to shake hands. He wants the money. And he brought with him Fort Worth's finest. Guys, I just want you to know it's going to be okay. The money is going to be held with our friends at Frost Bank. They're a very dependable banking institution. They're also one of our major sponsors. And I promise you, you will get to compete for it legally. Mr. Bass, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, give my 18 captains, give them all, including the Canadians. Good luck, boys. Good luck. Many times tonight, I'm going to take you to the big screens, and I want to start off right there. Ladies and gentlemen, when I say it's time to ride bucking horses in the bareback riding, it's brought to you by Frost Bank. They are a proud sponsor, mobile, online, good old face-to-face banking, 110 locations all across the great state of Texas. Here we go, bucking horse riders with Jim Gay. Shoot number 4, Orrin Larson for the Fort Worth team. That's how we're going to start it tonight with a horse that they won the $1 million on at the American a year ago next month. This is the Raptor G Rodeo Company's great buckskin horse. Richie Champion, who's here tonight, that won the $1 million, was riding this buckskin horse at Jim Gay's. Watch it right here and shoot number 4. This is a bucking horse beyond, and you got a shot to try to ride it, Orrin Larson. Orrin, I hate to have it happen to our hometown team. I hate to have it happen, but that horse has got his own Facebook page. He'll post it later tonight. 70% of every rodeo's cowboys that get on him, he bucks them off. That's something. All right, let's go to Billy Tudor, San Angelo. Now get a little idea how it's gonna work. San Angelo's team and a horse called Fancy Free from Pete Carr. Ladies and gentlemen, this horse you're about to watch is a beautiful mare. 10 times she has been to the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas. When I tell you that about a horse, I'm just gonna say an NFR qualifier. Pete Carr from Dallas, Texas, owns as many world champions as any rodeo producer could ever dream of. But watch this middle-aged mare. She's a bucker. All you gotta do is ride for it. Come on, Billy. Nice job. Tudor, good job, buddy. All right, we're going to start it off with a 79 score on the NBC5 leaderboard. 79. That means San Angelo is in the lead. Let's see where it goes with R.C. Landingham in Cheyenne, Wyoming. This is Delta Glamorous. You need to get ready for this as Sparky Dreesen bucking horse from Circle, Montana. Ladies and gentlemen, the high mark ride at Houston. The high mark ride in round 9 at the NFR. This horse you can be 90 points on if you ride him right. Oregon's Landingham. Now just understand that all of these young men and women are the champions of the rodeos they're riding for. Listen to this, 85 and a half. Wow. When you're riding bucking horses, the quality that they're riding tonight, this is the way it's supposed to be. Let's go to the $1 Million Man. You met the horse a moment ago with Salt. The $1 Million Man in Dallas. Richie Champion rides for Denver. This is a rematch. Watch the horse. Look at this kid set his feet. I don't believe it. You all right, bud? Must have lost his binds. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the richest winning cowboy in the history of a one-day contest. But tonight, Pass the Hat got him for a second time. Would you please give Mr. Champion a little welcome to Fort Worth? Ooh. The next guy's on his way to over $2.5 million, three-time champion of the world. He is currently 5th in the world standings from Canyon, Texas. He is a 3-time winner at the Calgary Stampede and the Dirty Rags Bucking Horse from Sparky Dreesen. Watch close. This horse has been to Vegas 5 different times. The highest mark ride, you ready, was 92 points. Oh, well. Ladies and gentlemen, he's been the winner at Fort Worth, Houston, Calgary. He's done it all. But tonight he rides for the Calgary Stampede to 84 points. Nice bucking horse. The two gentlemen in the arena, Mr. Jeremy Willis on the paint horse, Mr. Josh Edwards, the NFR Cowboy Pickup Man from Terrell, Texas. Now, Reno, Nevada, Austin Foss. He could not draw any better. That horse fit him like a new glove. Right now, he's 7th in the world standings, 2nd in the world last year, and guess what? A new leader, 86 points. Reno. That's going to put a lot of heat on the rest. We're already 86, 85, 84, 79. Now let's go to Austin, Texas, our capital, Tim O'Connell. Tim O'Connell currently is 8th in the world. He's already won a bunch of money in the last 10 days in Denver, Colorado. But watch this horse at B-Cars called Night Bells. Ladies and gentlemen, they win every rodeo in the world on this horse. The reason when I say they've done it all. Sorry, Tim. That's the horse that Casey Field won this show a year ago tonight in the short round with an 89-point ride.
It's a heartache.
That's big time tough right there. Okay, four-time champion of the world, Bobby Moton, Houston, Texas. Commands at $2.7 million in earnings. Smack Daddy, watch this two-time NFR mare. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a rematch. Yes. That's Bobby Moton, but he is Bobby Shazam. All right, where you going, judges? You gotta be 80 or better. And it's an 81 score. The last time it was a better shot for him. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna give you the NBC5 leaderboard. But we're gonna look at Austin Foss, Reno, Nevada. Takes it to the top. R.C. Landingham, Willie Lowe, Bobby Mote, there's your top four. If you liked it, would you pay all of my 8 Cowboys off? Now, we're gonna come back with the top 4 in the second half of the rodeo. Those high 4 guys, you're gonna get to watch them ride a second one. But right now, I want to talk about my friends at XTO Energy. Folks, they're one of the best neighbors we could have. It's all about environmental responsibility, community involvement in the ExxonMobil subsidiary. They are leaders in every field of gas and oil. Thank you, XTO. We're ready at the other end of the arena. It's time for Little Bulldogging and our friends at BNSF Railway. We talk about the railroad, 3,500 employees in North Texas, and 32,500 miles of track in 28 states. Right now, it's all about Stan Branco, a 5th-generation rancher rodeo cowboy from California. But he spends a lot of time in Texas. Rodeo Austin. No, change it. Casey Jones in Austin. Casey Jones. 18 ranked in the world from Decatur, Texas, rides for Austin. The score at 5:03. Now what we're gonna do is take it to the hundredths of a second to just try to get away from any ties. All right, Joe Bruce Hancock, here comes the Mormon boy from Utah. Olin Hannum. One of 2 brothers. One of 2 brothers, unbelievable family. Watch the big guy. He is a Western wear model. This guy was a college standout football player. Watch him tonight. Pull, Owen, pull. Yes. 484. 484. Now we go to Stan Branco, the Californian. Stan Branco's been to Las Vegas. He knows what it is to be under pressure for a lot of money. San Angelo, rodeo and stock show to our west boundaries. Now remember the top 4 fastest times. We'll come back out of this, just like the top 4 bareback riders. Anybody here from San Angelo tonight? Gotta be a few. How many people here tonight do not live in Texas? Stanley Fire. Look at this. 3/100ths of a second. That is unbelievable. 407. Woo. All right, Dean Gorsuch, 2006, 2010. He went back to Wyoming with a gold buckle as a world champion, and he rides for the Denver team. This man has been to Vegas 8 different times. He's won $1.5 million. He's a rancher. Come on, Big D. Whoa! Oh no! That is something you're not gonna see. Better give him a little help forward. I don't want him to quit. That steer is no good. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry.
Oh, so sorry.
So sorry.
I don't think we'll even talk about the time, Dino. We'll just let it alone. Hope you enjoyed your trip to Fort Worth. 2 trips to Vegas, Seth Brockman from Wyoming, but he was a champion a year ago here in about 2 weeks. Fort Worth. Mr. Barnes, as I'm watching you and your opponents, it's not a good start. We need to put the whoop on them Reno guys. Now you talk about tall, handsome, clean-cut, strong, right, and ready. This man ended up 14th in the world last December when we left the NFR. Tonight it'd be a good night for a little bonus run for him. With a Cinch Shootout big check. We got $100,000 to spread around. Ooh. I don't know who picked the cattle, but these steers are not going to be slam dunk easy. 585. 585. Branco, you're making San Angelo look good. Olin Hannum, you're holding it for Houston. Let's go to the Calgary Stampede. On the final Sunday at the Calgary Stampede, it pays $100,000 to win the short round. The young man you're about to meet is a rancher, a cattleman, 3rd generation in north central Oregon. He has won the Calgary Stampede 3 different times, and he's been to Vegas 11 times. Total earnings over $2 million, Trevor Knowles, for Calgary tonight. Every time he wins that $100,000, he buys 2 pot loads of bred heifers. Watch, watch, watch. Come on, team. Oh! No! 645. 645. Boy, am I glad I told you how much money he's won and all the cattle he's got. Because right now, that is 5th, and only the top 4 come back. Trevor, I know it's cold in Denver, but you might want to shave. I don't think it's doing you any good. Let's go to Cheyenne, the frontier. The rodeo that I hope, if you've never been to the Frontier Days, you'll put it on your bucket list. Beautiful city, it'll be beautiful weather. It looks like no shave November again. These bulldoggers all look like they've been bear hunting. Stockton Graves from Oklahoma. 7 times he's graced the arena in the Thomas and Mack in Vegas. This guy, probably the shortest of the pack coming in here tonight. But he's got a set, got a set of shoulders on him that'll work. Oklahoma. Anybody here from north of the Red River on a Thursday night? Nice to have you with us. We like Okies to come down here, spend your money. Go back, get you some more. Come on back next weekend. All right, Stockton Graves, this horse not wanting to cooperate. There's your nod. Yo-ho! 373.
Mama, he's a double XL.
Well, how do you like that, Cheyenne, Wyoming? John Sands? You can raise your thumbs and tip your hat to that one, John. Put you in the lead. You got it. But 34/100ths of a second could be caught and beat by the guy from Canada. Curtis Cassidy, 5-time NFR qualifier. He's won $1.6 million in the United States. He's won $800,000 in Canada. Second generation calf roper bulldogger. And he rides for the Reno Rodeo, who won the team points in the first round. Watch close. Reno, you get you a 2-jump lead, you're in good shape. Darren Nelson, you can be a rich man when you leave tonight. Yeah. 424. That'll put him in the third place. That's points. 424. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think of my best 8 bulldoggers? Stockton Graves, Stan Branco, Curtis Cassidy, Olin Hannum. They will be coming back. That's pretty good. 3.7 to a 4.8. 9/10 of a second. Gentlemen, you did good. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's the cool deal. As you look at that, you're going to get to meet a former champion of Fort Worth, an all-around champion of the world, and a world champion bronc rider, who we call a hometown boy, even though he lives in Arlington. I want to welcome back into the arena Mr. Dave Appleton, all-around champion, and right now, he is ready to talk to our top 4 contenders. Ozzy?
Thank you very much, Robert. Well, we've got the top 4 bareback riders coming back right now, and what a who's who we've got here. The top guy was Austin Foss. He gets to pick the first of the horses. R.C. Landingham is second. Then we come back with Will Lowe third, and Bobby Moat, he gets to pick fourth. Speaking of the bucking horses, for everybody that's ever been to the National Finals Rodeo, what you're about to see in the Final 4 of this Cinch Super Shootout is going to be the 10th go-round like the NFR. It is the TV pen. We've got some outstanding bucking horses. Here are the 4 horses that these contestants get to pick from. 161 Dirty Jacket comes out of the Pete Carr Pro Rodeo outfit. He is your world champion bucking horse. That is one horse. Top Flight of the Pickett Rodeo, another horse that was out at the National Finals, another outstanding bucking horse. Scarlet Webb of the Pete Carr Pro Rodeo, he's another outstanding bucking horse. Casey Field was second in the 10th go-round. Win Ratliff won the 5th go-round. And Good Time Charlie, also from the Pete Carr Classic Pro Rodeo outfit. He's another horse that was outstanding right here in the Cinch Super Shootout last year. Right now, Austin Foss, you are the top guy. What horse would you like to set your name on?
I'm going to go with Dirty Jacket.
Now talk about Dirty Jacket. He's the world champion bucking horse. Have you been on this horse before?
I got on him once in 2012 in Window Rock, Arizona, and I won the rodeo on him. And since then, I've seen him go quite a few times and always wished I was the guy on the back of him.
Looks like to me every time everybody gets to get on this horse first is what they think about. Is that on your mind? You got 3 really good horses and 3 really good competitors to go head-to-head with.
Absolutely. That's what we're going out to do, is go win.
All right, we like it. All right, R.C. Van Landingham, you've got a rigging back there that's messed up a little bit. You're a little bit worried about. What's your horse going to be? You've got 3 horses to pick from.
I'm going to go with Scarlet's Web.
Again, question. Have you been on this horse before?
I got on him at Silver City, New Mexico a few years ago. It was 87. I won second or third on him.
What do you like about this horse? Why did you pick him over the other horses?
Well, I would have went with Dirty Jacket. Seems like they win every time they get on him, but Scarlet's Web's the closest one, in my opinion, to that horse. Gets in the air, a lot of kick, long, flashy mane. Looks like we're going to have a riding contest.
All right, speaking of a riding contest, now we get to the gold buckle side of the Final 4 here. Will Lowe, You've got Good Time Charlie, and you also can come back and take a look at Top Flight. Which horse did you decide to go with?
I took Good Time Charlie, little sawhorse that comes around the left, and he's real flashy and electric, and there's not a bad pick in here. That's the one I'm with.
Have you been on him before?
I've had him one time a couple years ago in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. We were, I think, 88 or so, and he's electric, fun, awesome little horse.
What do you like about this concept? It's always kind of everyone gets to go back, and it's all the money on one ride.
It's all on one tournament style kind of deal, and I think it's real great for the fans and the producers also. You know, they get to showcase their top horses in the finals, and the fans get to see a winner every night.
All right, speaking of the winner, full-time world champion Bobby Moat, looks like Top Flight's going to be your horse. Have you been on this horse before?
I had him last year in Fort Smith, Arkansas. It was 89 points, and I won first. So it's an excellent horse. He was great here last year, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right, good luck to everybody. Here are your final four in the bareback riding.
Dave Appleton, champions. Thank you. All right, we're ready to ride broncs. Saddle bronc riding and our good friends from Dish TV. I don't know if y'all have been here today or if you're going to come back tomorrow, but I want you to go to the Amon G. Carter Jr. Exhibit Hall and see what Dish has got in booth number 321. They got the coolest new deal over there. You got to go see it. Get a gift card. The Dish and the Hopper. It is awesome. Shoot 3. Court Shear. In the last 2 years, talking about this hot shot, he's already winning money in Denver this week. Ladies and gentlemen, 4 times to Vegas. About every other time he nods his head, they're going to give him a buckle, a rifle, or a truck. It's the Pony Man Bucking Horse. Look at this kid spur. Watch him live, spur, live. He's there. 8 whistle blows. I want to go to Texas Health. Watch this replay because the first guy's going to give you the perfect example of how to ride a saddle bronc horse. Lift on the bronc rein. Watch his feet. From the shoulder position back to the cattle board. He does it perfectly well. They liked it. 86 points. Denver, you're starting off good, Denver. Now to Ryan McKenzie of Jordan Valley, Oregon, and one of my favorite paint bucking horses from Neil and Jim Gay. This big horse called Billings. If he lets them ride, they're going to win the money every place they take him. Watch him. Oh, my goodness. Now, Ryan McKenzie's been to Fort Worth a dozen times. He lives on a little cow outfit in the sagebrush at about 4,500 feet, about 300,000 acres. They do it the hard way at 30 below in the wintertime right now. Their cattle look a little different than ours. 79 points, 79. Not quite where he wants to be, but it ain't over. Sammy Spreadborough 15 years ago. My goodness, there's Red Steagle. Look at that handsome Texas cowboy and his beautiful wife, Gail. My hero on the cowboy corner every Sunday morning. How are you, my friend? How are you? God bless you for being a Texan. Let's go to Sammy Spreadborough, Mike and Ike, Pete Carr. That's one big bay horse, another NFR qualifier for the Carsboro Rodeo. Pete, I don't know what you're feeding him in December and January, but you need to back up on the feed bucket. That horse will lose 100 pounds, she'd have stretch marks. Okay, Sammy. 76 for the Aussie. Now I want to take you to Pincher Creek, Alberta, one of the 10 most beautiful places on the planet. This is Dustin Flundra. 3-time NFR qualifier, 2-time Canadian champion. rides for the Calgary Stampede, where he's a champion there as well. Chicken Dance will be the horse underneath him in Shoot 5. This man just became a father with his second little blonde boy about 30 days ago. Dustin Flundra's wife has been in this arena. Watch here. Look at that, come on. That's good. Good. That big bay horse will test you now. When they're that big and they jump that hard when they hit, depending on how you're going to use your rein, 82 points for the Canadian for Calgary. Mr. Merrington, you're now running second. Courtshire and the Denver Bunch at an 86 to the top. Let's go to Heath DeMoss, the younger brother of two from the Cajun land. 22nd in the world standings right now with a guy that's $750,000 to the good and a horse called Hickok. Let's go, Houston. Joe Bruce, come on, pretend like you want to do something. Got you out in public tonight, good to see you. Watch this and Shoot 6. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of ways to talk about these boys that come out of the Southeast. You're going to watch brothers compete against each other tonight. But everything that Heath DeMoss wants to do represents the $2 million biggest indoor rodeo in the world in Houston, Texas. It's 8 seconds away for going for an 87 to try to get ahead of Courtshire. Here you go. Pretty, no, whoa. I don't think that was as smooth as he wanted. Watch close. I want to take you to the Texas Health replay. Now watch when this big horse jumps right here. The next jump's gonna rattle him. He makes an awesome comeback. 83 points for Heath DeMoss. 83 for Houston. That'll put them number 2. Now, to brother Cody DeMoss. He rides tonight for the Cheyenne Frontier Days. And a big horse D19 called Pretty Boy, shoe number 2. This man has won $1,600,000. He's an awesome father, a great husband. He's a rancher and a man who rides and lives on faith. There's a lot more than Cody DeMoss, just the bronc riding champion. Pretty good guitar picker as well. Tonight, me and Pretty Boy need to be 87 points, and the horse is leaning to the inside, not wanting to cooperate. And you think about the kind of competition, you want to ride them both, but you want to be in both rounds. The long round and the short round. Go with whole luck. Look at him reach and scratch. That's called try. The harder they buck, the better you spur, the better it ought to be. 86 points, a tie for the lead. Not bad for a middle-aged guy in a brown hat. Good to see you. When you turn 35, that's middle age for a bronc rider. All right, boys. It's the pride of Parker County, Brad Harder, Weatherford, Texas. He's been a champion at Fort Worth in the rodeo. He's been at Denver, already got 2 checks. Brad Harder, one of Bobby Harder's 2 boys, raised south of Weatherford. father of two, married to a Baptist preacher's daughter. You talk about a guy that's got the right life and a good fella. Bradley, with 9 trips to Vegas, he's already 9th in the world standings. But watch this mare. She's been to Vegas 6 times. They're a round winner on her. Oh, no.
Bring me down.
7.1.
We're going to your place.
I don't believe it.
Some days a diamond, some days a stone.
All right, Texas, give him a welcome home for one night. He'll be back in a week when he gets done winning Denver. Reno, that great lead you had in the first round, that hurt you. On the final night of this rodeo last year, this young man at the age of 19 split first and second with his father. This is Rusty Wright, the youngest son of 4 boys that ride broncs from the Wright family in Utah. This is, oh, yeah! Oh my goodness, Pete Carr. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a big Bay Gilden from Dallas. I love it. I don't know if you're gonna like this or not. 79 points.
What?
You heard me. Now, watch the horse. You watch the horse. He took a run for the first 3 jumps, and then right about here, he throws a wild horse fit. That didn't help him, but I still think he did a heck of a job. Give him a hand.
I've been cheated.
Out Tony DeMoss and Cord Shear. They're gonna split it at the top. DeMoss and Cord. Houston, you got your shot along with Denver, splitting first and second. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here comes a great opportunity to invite a former Miss Rodeo America, the Queen of Entertainment in Northside Fort Worth, the host of the Rose Parade once again on New Year's Day for RFD TV, our own Pam Minnick. Hello, darling.
Thank you, Bob Tallman. Well, in the steer wrestling, they don't get to choose the steer that they throw, but there is also a strategy here. They get to choose the position in which they run. So you wonder, as an athlete, do you want to pick first and put the pressure on everybody, or do you want to go last and see what everybody's done? So we'll talk to our Bulldoggers and see what they have to say. By virtue of his fastest run in the long round, Stockton Graves, representing Cheyenne Frontier Days, you've chosen to go third. Why?
Just like you said, I just chose kind of in the middle. I didn't really want to be first, and a lot of pressure on the last guy, so I can kind of see, but then I can kind of tell what I need to be at the same time. So, but I'm sure we're just going to have to be as fast as we can.
7 times national finalist. He knows what he's doing. Do you like this arena?
Love Fort Worth, always have. I've been coming here since 1998, and I haven't missed a year, so thank you guys very much.
In the long round, Stan Branco, representing San Angelo, right up the road, was a 4.07. You were the second place guy in that, and you've chosen to go last. Why?
Well, Stockton and I were talking earlier, and I figured if it wasn't third, I'd go fourth. I figured it's the next best spot.
And?
Oh, we'll have the pressure and see what we can do.
All right, good luck to Stan Branco. With a 4.24, Curtis Cassidy, you're representing Reno. You were third in that round. What did you select? There was only 2 positions left, first or second.
Second. I contemplated going first because I don't mind going first because that way you can set the pace, and if you can make a good run, it puts pressure on the other guys. But regardless, you got to back in and go at them, be as fast as you can.
Talk about the Reno Rodeo.
It's a great rodeo. Just like Stockton was talking about Fort Worth, Reno's a great rodeo just like this one, and go there every year. Haven't missed a year since I bought my card.
All right, 5 times national finalist, Curtis Cassidy. Owen Hannum had no choice. You were stuck with going first, so what'll be your strategy?
I'm just going to go out and be as fast as I can and see if I can't put the pressure on them. If I can be fast, they're going to have to take a chance at the barrier, and we'll see how things fall.
He's representing Houston right up the road. What do you think of the Houston Livestock Show?
It's got the greatest hospitality any rodeo I've ever been to.
Except Fort Worth.
Well, I love Fort Worth. I've loved this rodeo forever. I love the rodeo, but the hospitality at Houston's next to none.
You know, Bob Tallman talked a little bit about you being a model. I read that you were in Vogue magazine with Charlize Theron.
Yeah, they'll rope us into anything.
A tough job, but anybody's got to do it. Good luck to all of our steer wrestlers tonight.
Thank you, boys. By the way, that good-looking fella's got a beautiful wife as well. Billy Minnick, nice to see you in the house tonight. Okay, I don't care where you go on the grounds, and we've been doing it for decades. North Texas Chevy dealers are all over the stock show and rodeo.
When you want a dependable truck, you want the truck from the family of the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road. The Chevy Silverado, made of high-strength dependability. See your North Texas Chevy dealers.
Well, we're running from the Reno Rodeo. Here you go with Christine Loffman. The lady comes in Colorado, and the time's going to be at 17:59. Nice way to start it off. I'm going to give you the lady who was second for the world last year. This is Lisa Lockhart for Houston, Texas. She is an 8-time qualifier in Vegas, a 7-time champion in the Badlands Circuit in North Dakota. $16.99. She's going to take the lead for Houston. Now we go to Natalie Fouch. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from the great state of Iowa. Watch this lady. She has been one of our Ram National Finals champions on a Palomino horse. Austin, Texas, Capital City Rodeo, here we go. Here running, Scott Davis, Cherry Lady. 1688. Wow. Now we're down to the hundredths of a second. Janabine San Angelo. Watch this lady just coming back from Vegas, 15th in the world this year. This lady is as good a horse trainer and trainer of other barrel racers, young people there is in the world. I don't like to see that stumble on the Big Bay horse. Got a little stumble, get him home. No, penalty of 5. You knock one down, it's 5. You knock down 2, it's 10. If you knock down 3, you buy a new horse. 22-23. Shelly Anzik for Fort Worth, Texas. The lady comes from the Windy City of Livingston, Montana. NFR qualifier for the first time in 014. You watch the perfect position she'll ride with. It's all about hands and seat, switch hands and go on. Help a lady from Montana to go from Fort Worth.
She's a little wrong.
Way wide, leaving the third barrel. You're covering too much real estate at a 17:32. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Gene Winters was a champion at Calgary in 2013. This lady lives in Texline, Texas. Population 1,500. But she is here for the Calgary Stampede where she won $100,000. She is a ranch wife, a mom, and a true Texas cattle lady. Oh, 17-4 is going to put her in the 5th place money. Sorry about that, Calgary. You're not in on this one. Laura Lambert, Colorado. Cheyenne Frontier Days. Right now, 16-8, 16-9, 17-1, and a 17-3, and down the alley we come. Cheyenne with a black molly horse. That's close. Come on, Laura Louise, you got it. Good on two. Help her, help her, help her. Take it on, 17-21. She now moves into the 4th place holding pattern.
I like it.
I love it. Get some more of it. We're going to do it with the $1 Million Mom and the horse called Latte from Ennis, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, the unbelievable Mary Walker. She has already been to Denver, got a check, coming home. Denver, Colorado, you got a shot. Clay Gilmer, here's your chance. This horse has won $1 million. Look at here, 17-068. She moves into the number 3 spot. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll go back to Natalie Fouch tonight, Austin, Texas. Congratulations. Just put you in the number 1 spot. That's it for the ladies. I want to say thank you to our sponsor in the barrel racing. Just remember this website, provisionequine.com. Boy, now we're getting serious. I'm going to come back to Dave Appleton. Ozzy, got you some bronc riders. This ought to be good listening.
Well, considering that we were sitting back behind the bucket chutes and Heath DeMoss gets to pick 3rd, and he's already trying to figure out what this thing pays. So I like to see a guy that had more air in his saddle making it to the whistle in the first one, trying to figure in the 3rd guy to ride, and he wants to know how much first pays. But the big brother, Cody DeMoss, he wins the round on the tiebreaker. Cody, you get to pick first. The horses are, we've got Big Tex and Pete Carr's NFR bucking horse. Going south, Stace Smith's horse, he's also an NFR bucking horse. Smart Guy from the J-Bar J outfit, another horse that was at the NFR, and Low Bucks of the Raptor G. Again, another NFR bucking horse. Which horse would you like to go with?
I'm going to go with Big Tex. And I want to say that we thank Cinch Jeans and Shirts for putting on this great event here today. And we're all proud to be here. And thank you, Jesus.
I got to ask one quick question, and congratulations on that. Your younger brother's over here figuring out how much he's going to win. You get to pick first. What are your words you got back for him?
Oh, man.
There are no words?
You know, there's a lot. These guys right here are some great bronc riders, and I'm glad to be a part of it today. And whichever way it falls out, then that's the way it'll be.
All right, there it is. Great bronc ride in the first go-around. All right, Court Cheer, you get to pick out of the last 3 horses. Going south, Smart Guy, or Low Bucks?
I'll take Going South.
All right, Going South, a horse you sounded pretty familiar with the horse. So you step right in there.
Yeah, I ended up winning around on him here a couple years ago at the finals. Just a really nice horse. State's been an outstanding horse for years, and he's a pretty good horse. It's kind of your own fault if you don't win on him.
All right, there it is. All right, Mr. I want to know how much first pays. We got a lot of air in the saddle, but that's your style, Heath. You got to get in there. What horse would you like to go with? You got Smart Guy or Low Bucks?
I'm going to go with Low Bucks.
Is there a horse you've been on before?
Yeah, I got on him in Dallas and was in the high 80s. He's got a lot of action, and it ought to be good watching.
Considering the amount of action we saw in the bronc ride, now we're going to see a little more seat in the saddle, or are you going to be up out of there letting it roll?
We're going to let her roll.
All right, there's one thing you can be rest assured. This young man will let it roll. All right, we just heard Dustin Flunder, a new father again. Congratulations on that. You're the last guy to pick. Tell us about Smart Guy, your horse.
He's a great-looking horse. I seen Tyler Corrington win Cody on him this summer, and he looked like he should fit me pretty darn good today.
Well, when you look at the other 3 guys, what they've got to go at, you'll probably be the first guy to go. You like the idea that you get to set the mark?
Oh, yeah, I'll give him something to shoot for.
All right, there you have it. A little smack talking in the bronc riding. Here are your 4 finalists in your Cinch Super Shootout.
Thank you, champions. Thank you, Dave Appleton. Ladies and gentlemen, we've had a great partner here for many years, and I want to give a welcome, as we say, get ready to ride with Mobile Delvac 1. Their offices are right here in Fort Worth and Irving, over 20,000 employees in North Texas. When I talk about Mobile Delvac 1 ESP 5W40, easy to understand, a fully synthetic heavy-duty diesel engine oil, and it will help your fuel economy. Mattress Firm is going to give you the place to lay down and enjoy it right after the bull ride. Folks, you need to go to the Amon G. Carter Jr. Exhibit Hall. You need to go check it out, save some money, sleep happy, and go try one of those massage chairs. Bullfighters in the arena, welcome back to Utah's man in the barrel, Troy Lurwell, Andy Burrell, Nathan Harp, and Dusty Tugness. Dusty on your left, Nathan in the middle, Burrell in yellow on this side, shoe number 3. Let's go with the Canadian champion, the Calgary champion, the father of 3 daughters. This is Scotty Schiffner, and he's got a Pete Car bull, a little black and white, unrideable. This bull has not been ridden in the last 2 years. They call it mind games. Mr. Merrington, your neighbor needs to ride this bull in Texas just so we can archive it. At the Calgary Stampede, this man's 3 little baby girls are my dog setters. Great trainers. What an awesome family, but he's a $2 million bull rider. Not only in Canadian, PRCA, and the PBR bull riding as well. Watch it, it's got it, come on. Ride a bull, doggone it. Well, Pete Carr's record is going to remain 0. That takes Calgary out of the mix in this event. 2 nights ago, in our big bull riding right here, Clayton Fontaine came to stick it on one. He is 12th ranked in the world, 2-time a qualifier to Vegas. Born and raised in South Texas and a graduate of Western Texas College in Snyder. But I got a little 6-year-old red bull that Joe Frost won the round number 1 on at the NFR. They call him the Rattler. Joe Bruce, here's your bull rider. Oh my. Now, what do we do if we buck them all off? They all get on another one? I know my team captains would go for that. I don't think the boys would.
I think so.
Sure, Scott Davis, easy for you to say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Bobby T?
Trying to keep up with you kids. Ain't this fun?
How are you, Fort Worth? Let's hear you one time. Betcha.
They love you. They love you.
Like a Saturday night right here.
I know, it's always Saturday night.
That's what I said.
Yep. Joe Frost, Oklahoma's Cowboy champion. Came from Vegas in December. Ended up in the top 5 for the world. He is the Linderman Award winner. This kid can rope, he can ride, and tonight it's Pete Carr's bull called Half Nuts. Oh my God. Look at that bull. Look at that bull. He said, I'm going to get my exercise. I want to go watch his replay. Can you slow it down?
Slow it down. It's not going to be a very long
Texas Health. Watch this. This bull barely gets started. He said, get off my back.
Hey, I I wish we could get rid of Michael Moore that easy.
Oh, I'd like to tie him on one.
Get off of my back and into my game. Get out of my way and out of my
Oh my goodness. I hope Sage Kimsey was looking out to the slats and shoot number 4. That happened to him last night. In our extreme bull riding, ladies and gentlemen, from Strong City, Oklahoma, a second-generation rodeo cowboy and the reigning champion of the world. Denver, Colorado, here's your shot. Holy Punky, the reigning champion of the world. Look at this kid. Oh! He made it. Heads up, boys. Heads up. Get a rope on him. Stay where you are. Troy, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this kid just came back with $318,000 in his pocket. We got a rope on him. We got a rope on him. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Jeremy. Now, take your time, guys. We're not in a hurry. Take your time. Our Justin Sports Medicine team, he's wanting to get up. Watch this replay. You're going to see right there, even with the helmet, the horn stuck in the face mask. That is what I call ouch. Now, the first best medicine, you've heard me say it 1,000 times, is prayer. For those of you that are believers, put it on him. Woo. Well, they marked him 84.5. Denver, you just went to the leaderboard. And they got about 30 minutes to get him ready for another one if he chooses to ride.
Hey, he said he's just fine and he's glad to be here at the Calgary Stampede tonight.
I understand. Holy moly. That's the next bull for Trevor Castner, and he rides for San Angelo. We got to do something for Cliff Caldwell. We haven't been warming you up a bunch, Clifford. Let's see what Trevor Castner can do. He's a 3-time NFR qualifier. No. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Dusty. Thank you, Nathan. How about paying the bullfighters off? It's all about Oklahoma and Wyoming. I noticed, Troy, I noticed you actually did not even try to get out of the barrel and help.
At my age, by the time I get out of the barrel, it's already been an accident.
Oh, really? Okay.
And not out there in here, me trying to get out.
I don't think I'd admit that. Did you have an accident in the barrel trying to get out? All right, well, it's raining outside. You'll be okay. They'll just think it's water. Josh Koshel, Austin. Here we go, Scotty. Here's your man. The bull called Rondo. Shoot number 4. This bull has got away close. 1,800 pounds. He is a tight-hided. Oh, wait till you see the horns on this bugger. Ride the bull too late. Yard guard for Joshua. The way we're going, the guy that's in the emergency room with the Justin Sports Medicine team, they've got a TV screen in there. He's watching it. Joe Frost, Fort Worth, Texas. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the man in chute number 3, nope. Let's go to Zeb Lanham. It's Zeb Lanham. I'm watching the screen. Zeb Lanham comes from Sweet, Idaho, and there's 3 boys up there ranch raised, and they raise a lot of bucket bulls. Reno! The Dragonfly's got him! Ew. Last fall, at the start of the new season, and already in Denver, he's got a pocket full of money. Not tonight in Fort Worth and Reno. You just got thrown under the bus. Every time I've ever introduced this man in this arena, I draw more respect for him. He's a giver, not a taker. He is a 4-time champion of the world. And we all talk about him maybe being the guy that'll win 8 to catch up with Donnie Gay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the pride of Texas, J.W. Harris, and the bull called Foolish Pride. J.W. Harris has won over $2 million. He's an awesome father, a great husband, and a great representative of pro rodeo. Shoot 2. We need 85 points or better, J-Dub. Take you to the lead and give the Cheyenne Frontier Days an opportunity to win an event. Now this little bull, he's just gonna test you. Once they call for it, watch the little spot. It's not left foot. Thank you, Andy Burrell. Let's go back to Mattress Firm. I want to show you what a bullfighter does, J-Dub. Sorry. I want you to watch the positioning of these 3 men on the floor. When he starts, he's in good shape, but they're going to watch him start to lose the left foot. They know that he's going to be coming off on the right side, and he's right-handed, so his hand ought to come out of the rope. Upside down. Andy Burrell makes the first move to go across. Nathan and Dusty are going to back him up. Ladies and gentlemen, there's about 1,700 pounds of force. There are 3 guys playing a tag team, and he lives to ride another day. How do you like it? Wow. 84 and a half on the NBC 5 leaderboard. You got it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with our beautiful lady, Pam Minnick, and it's time to talk to the top 4 ladies. Pamela?
And there is some strategy in the barrel race as well. Of course, they are riding their own horse, so there's no draw there. But there is a consideration about where they go because of the ground conditions. Also, they're running their horse right back in where they just came out of. Imagine Secretariat running the Kentucky Derby twice in one day. That just doesn't happen. So there's a few variables that they've got to think about. By virtue of her speedy run, 16.88 in the first round, Natalie Fouch, riding for Austin, had the first pick, and you selected to run second. Why?
I just prefer to have that position, and just gives him a little chance to take a breather and then get ready and go.
Let's talk about your other occupation. You're a heavy equipment operator. That's horsepower as well, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am, that it is. I operate a Bobcat, a skid steer, and do farm work, and also I'll drive dump truck and front end loader. So.
In the first round, you run to the left barrel. We talked about you rock the third barrel. So what will be your strategy to make sure that you don't take a penalty, leave them all standing?
I will not take a penalty. I'll just make sure I ride harder and to my point, and be aggressive.
All right. Good luck. Next, by virtue of her position, was Lisa Lockhart. She was second in there with a 16.9. Those of you that watch the National Finals Rodeo are probably pretty familiar with her riding a buckskin horse named Louie. She was second in the world last year, but you were not riding Louie and won't be in this next round, correct?
Correct. I'm going to stay on Chisholm and give him another chance to see what happens.
And you selected to go first. Why?
The positions left, first, third, and fourth. I thought first sounded great. I'd love to go out there and set the pace and just not have to worry about it.
That's confidence. How many of you know this cowgirl, Mary Walker? A world champion. She lives right down the road, and of course, everybody knows she's in the Cowgirl Hall of Fame, and we're so proud of you. You were third, and you selected to go last. Was there a strategy there?
No, actually there wasn't. It's just I don't like the number 3, so 4 was better.
Well, that's as good a strategy as any. Good luck to you and Latte. And you had no choice, Christine Laughlin, but third to run is good. What are you thinking about the rodeo so far? You're riding for Reno.
If it treats me as good as Reno, I'll be pretty excited.
Good luck to all the barrel racers. Did you like their event?
Thank you. Thank you, Pamela. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to get back from the leaderboards back again to the bull riding. Now, a moment ago, this ended in a crash. Dave Appleton is back. We're going to find out who got to draw back and where we're going to go. David, you get to draw right now.
Test, test. There we go, Bob. Thank you. First and foremost, let's give a quick update on Sage Kimsey. He got back in the back. He's fine, but he talked to the Justin healers, and he thought, given where he was, a little bit of a bell ring, he's fine, but he's going to step aside. So the final 4 bull riders coming back. First pick is going to be going with Scotty Schiffner. He gets to pick first. Trevor Kastner will be second. J.W. Harris will be third. Clayton Fontaine will be fourth. The bulls they get to pick from, again, all NFR bucking bulls. Harlem Shake of the Robinson Pro Rodeo. Sandy's Dream of the 4L and Diamond S Rodeo. Paintball of the 4L and Diamond S Rodeo. And Footloose of Pete Carr's Classic Pro Rodeo. Scotty, you're the high guy back on times. Which bull would you like?
You know, I don't know very many of these bulls, so I'm just going to go with the first one on the list and go with Harlem Shakes.
I heard you back there talking to JW. Now, JW is known to pull a prank or two and try to set somebody up that doesn't know. Look at him, he's smiling. He's probably told you, oh, that one's real easy, spins flat. What did he tell you about him?
He told me exactly opposite, so that's why I'm going to take him.
All right, I like it. He's not buying into it. All right, Trevor, you get to pick second. What bull would you like? Harlem Shake's gone. You got Sandy's Dream, Paintball, or Footloose?
I'm going to go with Sandy's Dream.
Is a bull you know much about?
I got on him a couple years ago here and stayed on him, so.
That's all right. And when you look down at this bull, too, everyone seems to like him. Always in the high 80s on this bull. All right, JW, you get to pick third. 2 bulls left. You got a choice between Paintball and Footloose.
Paintball.
Paintball. You been on the bull before?
I've never been on him.
You don't care?
No.
What happens after you usually buck off? Usually get a little ornery and want to ride one back in a hurry.
It's probably a little fire under me because I can't fall off 2 in a row.
All right, we like it. Setting the stage. Clayton Fontaine, you got the last bull left. Have you been on this bull before?
4 times.
4 times. Talk to me about him.
The first time it went my way, the next 3 times it didn't go my way, but the 5th time it's going to go my way.
I like it. There are your top 4 back in the bull riding. We'll have a short intermission. Bob, back up to you right now.
All right, Ozzy. Thank you, Dave. Ladies and gentlemen, a couple of years ago, we started something really cool and a big deal here at the Stock Show. It's called the Stock Show Experience. Here's an opportunity for you to bring your family and friends, employees. Tonight, I want to welcome in section K&L, returning for a 2nd time, is AZZ Incorporated of Fort Worth with 150 people. In sections P and Q. For a 3rd year, the Buxton Company from Fort Worth with 165 guests. And in sections R and S, a 4th time back, Tanglewood and Camp Bowie branches of our good friends of Frost Bank with 100 guests. You need to go online, FWSSR.com, see how it works. You'll love it. Okay, talking about Frost Bank for the bareback riding. Mobile online, good old face-to-face banking. That's the way it works in 110 locations across Texas. Now we're ready to start. Bobby Moat for Houston. Bobby Moat with a horse called Top Flight. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Cullen Pickett Rodeos from Madisonville. This horse is a nice mare. 5 times she's been to Vegas. They won the 5th round on her 2 years ago out there. This is the 4-time champion of the world. Now watch Bobby Shazam shoot number 3.
My name's Bobby Shazam.
Bobby Shazam is also an all-around champion cowboy these days. You'll see him qualified in the team roping. Father of 3. Now makes his home in Huckabee, Texas. Watch the mare. Watch the champ. Spur, spur. Oh, my goodness. The man is a machine. All right. Texas held to give you a second look at it. 88 points. Oh, Bobby Moat, Gilbert Hancock, you're hot. 3-time champion of the world and a Texas-born superstar. He likes his horse, Good Time Charlie. This is the Pete Carr horse. 7 times this horse has been to Vegas. A year ago tonight, Bobby Moat rode this horse for 86 points. Willie Moat, look at there, Willie Moat, look at there, Willie, you man. Look at old Good Time Charlie, that's a handful. Jeremy Willis, Josh Edwards, the Raptor G pickup men in place, and 84 points. Calgary, that'll put you in for points in the number 2 spot. 169 on 2 for Bobby Moat. 168, 1 point behind on 2 head for Willie. Now let's go to R.C. Landingham. Ladies and gentlemen, Scarlett's Web, R.C. Landingham. And as you watch this young man take his hat off, he rides for Cheyenne. You'll notice that his hair goes way below his collar. Locks of love. This kid's young, strong, and healthy, and he'll give that hair for children. Come on, buddy. Flow, go, flow, go. You're good. He lives in the roundup city of Pendleton, Oregon. But tonight, he rides for the Frontier Days, Cheyenne. 82 and a half. Now on the short round, Bobby Moat with an 88, Will Lowe with an 84, Landingham now 3rd, 82 and a half. When you got the power of these kind of horses, everybody's got to bring their riding pants. Austin Foss, another Oregonian, this time for the Reno Rodeo. The 2nd and 3rd weeks of June, we invite you. Look it. Oh, beautiful. That young man ended up 2nd in the world last year. He's got a gold buckle in his future. Ladies and gentlemen, move him into the number 2 spot, 86 and a half. Well, there's only one way to look at it. When you got to go back to what the master has done, Bobby Moat Rodeo Houston. Ladies and gentlemen, there it is. March 2nd, I invite you to join us in South Texas for another great rodeo indoors. Come see us over those 20 days. We'd love to have you. Moat, that was awesome. Now, as I talk about my good friends at Mattress Firm, you really need to go over to the Amon G. Carter Jr. Exhibit Hall. They'll actually let you take a nap. Get on a futon, sit in the chair. It's pretty cool. I love that place. Ladies and gentlemen, it is official. The chairman of the board, Mr. Ed Bass, Bobby Moat, the champion of our Cinch Shootout competition in the bareback riding, and he did it for Rodeo Houston. Megan and Summer have carried the briefcase. Mr. Bass presents it with the big cash, and he gets the bottle of TX whiskey to go with it. Thank you, Mr. Bass. Bobby Moat, congratulations. All right, here's your team update. Houston, 8 points. Reno with a 6. Calgary with a 4. Cheyenne, here at the bottom with 2, but that's only one contest. I thought Fort Worth was in there somewhere. What happened to that team? Bulldoggers are ready with steer wrestling with my friends from BNSF Railway. I love trains. 3,500 employees in North Texas. That is a lot of people that work for BNSF right here. 28 states, 2 provinces of Canada, 32,500 miles. That's unbelievable. All right, the handsome model, Olin Hannum. Here you go, Houston again. Oh, not bad. Not bad, 489. Oh. Is he that big? Jolly Green Giant. I like that. Thank you, Mr. Bendalee. Okay, the Canadian said second. This guy can rope calves as good as he bulldogs. His father, his brother, they're 3 superstars, Canadian champions, Calgary champions. But Curtis Cassidy's riding for Reno, Nevada. He'll steer roll, but not fast. Just barely 7/100ths of a second. 482. How would you like to win some by 7/100ths of a second? Put 10 grand in your pocket for less than 5 seconds worth of work. Okay, Mr. Graves, let's do it. I watched this man win a buckle, a championship, in the last 15 years, probably 30 times. Stockton Graves comes from north of the Red River in Oklahoma, and he rides for Cheyenne. Now, this little red horse did this a minute ago. That will get you excited. At the Cheyenne Frontier Days, the arena's 2.5 times the size of what we're looking at here. I told you, put it on your bucket list. Go to Cheyenne, come to Calgary. You need to go out to San Angelo. Austin puts on a marvelous show. Denver happening right now. No. Let's get a little replay, see what he did wrong from Mattress Firm. He looked, and this horse, now watch what the horse is gonna do. Right about here, that little red horse that he's fighting went to the left. He jumped clear out through midair. He didn't get to set in the right place. Give our Okie friend from the north a hand. That's it, no time.
Let's have a hand for that young cowboy.
Not everybody wants to hear that lyric. Okay, the bearded beast. The fifth generation Californian, but we claim him now as a Texan. He rides for San Angelo. Come on, Stan Branco. And a boy. 5 and 5'9". Woo. Well, we've only got a 3 to qualify with the points. Curtis Cassidy. Curtis Cassidy's gonna make somebody happy. 482, 489. That was a good catch on that replay. So, let's see how it sets down. Cassidy. Now we're going to see how a point separation actually works for our teams a little bit different. We'll watch it when it comes back up, but I want to talk about Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. These are awful good people, rated the highest customer satisfaction among auto insurers in Texas for over 50 years. Look at this, Planet Agriculture. Folks, if you come, oh, look at that. I want you to bring your kids, take them to this exhibit, learn about Texas agriculture, ranching, and farming. Your kids need to know where meat, milk, yep, pork, and poultry come from. The other big deal is if you've got kids coming out, and by the way, don't worry about the weather because it's all under a big tent. The Bank of Texas Petting Zoo. I love this. We got goats and rabbits and furry little animals. Look at here. Couldn't your kids fall in love with that? Oh, they're going to give him some ice cream. Now this one, this little goat's not too ice cream happy. Yep. If that don't work, you can go pet a rabbit. You've got to bring your kids and take them to the Bank of Texas Petting Zoo. Mr. Bass is back. Our chairman of the board and our champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Curtis Cassidy, the Canadian. The ladies have got the money. Mr. Bass has got the briefcase. There's the cash. Would you, come on, give him a bigger welcome than that. He's the champion of our Cinch Shootout on a Thursday night. Well, it's changed a little bit. Reno jumps up in a tie for the lead with Houston at 14. Calgary, you're creeping. Where's Fort Worth on that map? I didn't see that. It's time for Dish TV and the Bronc Riding. I want you to go to the Amon G. Carter Jr. Exhibit Hall. You really need to go see what Dish TV's got over there. It's the coolest thing in the world. It's the biggest globe of television reception on the planet. Justin Flendra, the Canadian champion. Calgary Stampede, you need to win one. You're a long ways behind, like 12 points. Gotta put the pressure on our neighbors to the north. Here's the new daddy, Justin Flender, Pincher Creek, Alberta. He is the Calgary Stampede champion. Now he gets the smart guy. You're gonna like what this horse has to offer. They win a lot of money on this horse. He's been to Vegas a couple of times. And he belongs to Sparky Dreesen from Circle, Montana. 2 weeks ago, this horse was in 24 below zero environment. Watch this. Now remember, we're showing you what a man does, and it's going to reflect in his score. What's a big soggy horse? They're only going to mark him 76 points. As you watch a Texas Health replay, I want you to watch his feet. He gets a little sluggish right about here, and that's going to cost him. Something you would have never seen Jay Novacek do when he was crossing the line. Number 84, one of the greatest all-time football players, three-time world champion, here with us tonight. Big guy, good to see you in the house. Now let's go to Heath DeMoss. Here comes the Cajun with low bucks. This is gonna happen in shoot number 6. Neil Gay had a buckskin stud called Big Bucks for about 15 years. And every time he sired a colt, 5 years later we'd see him in this arena. And this would be some of the last descendants of that breeding program that Jim has maintained. And these buckskin horses are not easy to ride. Heath DeMoss knows what he's doing in shoot 6. Houston, you have got to get you an advantage over Reno, or Reno's gonna hold it over your head. Mr. DeMoss, you're the man that can shine. Both brothers, Cody and Heath, are back in the short round.
Oh, no, you don't.
Heath was 83 in the first round. Older brother Cody with an 86. Just watch old 005. This horse is no day off. Right now, he is not wanting to behave. They got him cross-tied and tied. Now they're trying to push him away from the gate. When he gets him in a position and he can get his good rein hand where he can hold it, here's where the call comes from. Good, he's good. Hang on. He was waiting for the whistle to blow to use the free hand. I told you that old buckskin horse intends your medal. And we've got a new leader for Houston at 84 points.
I wanna shoot, baby, shoot.
That's an oil field cowboy with a world championship yet to earn.
The world make it one.
Now, the first time Court Shear nodded his head for an 86 tonight, I told you this is the guy I want you to watch. He's the epitome of the bronc ride and spur ride. Going south. There you go. Look at reach. Nice job, Court. Hey, Court, you liked it? They loved it. 88 points.
I like it. I love it.
Now, Denver, Colorado, you can come off of the bottom of the scoreboard right there. That's gonna get you some. But it's not over because Big Tex is about to run underneath Cody DeMoss. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a 15-year-old bucking horse with 9 trips to Vegas, the world champion in 2010, and a year ago right here, Court Shear won first on this horse. They win a lot of rounds in Vegas. Watch Big Tex. Boy, Cody DeMoss, you couldn't have picked any better or got picked. When you get to go last, and you know you've got to be 88 and a half or more, you watch the veteran. Now remember the very first jump out of there, set your feet, and every jump thereafter, click. All right, Cody, come on, Tex. Look at the power, look at the kick. I love to watch that horse buck. All right, Demos. They're going to mark him 86 and a half. That'll put him in the number 2 spot. That means Court Shear is going to take it with an 88. Well, ladies and gentlemen, 88, 86 and a half, 84, 76 points. Denver, step up to the pay window. This is awesome. Congratulations to the National Western Stock Show and Rodeo in Denver. But look at this beautiful shot on the screen. I've always loved Dickies. But ladies and gentlemen, this is a Fort Worth-based firm leading global workwear, Williamson Dickey Manufacturing. I don't care where you go, Dickies has got something for you. With a license good in more than 100 countries, and the variety of brands of Dickies, Walls, Workrite, Kodiak, Tierra, and Van Moore. Mr. Bass is back. This is the man a moment ago that marked 88 points, Court Shear. Ladies and gentlemen, the city of Denver, Colorado is going to take the big notch out of this one. Mr. Bass showing him the money in his own briefcase, the TX whiskey, distilled right here in our city of Fort Worth. That is a photo op. Court, congratulations. Look at this. Houston takes another jump. 18-14 for Reno. Cheyenne jumps in at 10. Denver with an 8. We are ready for the ladies in the short round of the barrel racing, and it's brought to you by ProvisionEquine.com. You gotta go see this technology and dedication for your horses in a trailer. All right, ladies, let's get ready to race. First position, Reserve World Champion 2014, Lisa Lockhart, Ulrich, South Dakota. Lisa Lockhart for Houston, Texas, and Rodeo Houston. Now give her a hand, help her home, everybody cheer. 17:04. She ran a 16:99 in the first round. The lady who is a heavy equipment operator, I think this is cool, Natalie Fouch, ran a 16:88. You can do that again, Natalie. You're gonna take your team of Austin. Take them in. That's good. Good on 2. Fort Worth, help her, help her. Guess you better slow your Mustang down. 17:20. That's second. Christine Laughlin knows that running third, she's had 2 ladies to watch on the big screen in the back. The ground is perfect. Mr. Barnes, make sure that every run is raked, giving the ladies an equal opportunity to best ground available. The Colorado lady rides for Reno, and right now Houston's got a 4-point lead on them. You gotta run, Darren Nelson, here's your time to champion your lady. That is good, Christina. Come on with that gray horse. Baby, I like it. The way you move on the floor. 1693. 1693 puts her at the top of the pack with the $1 Million Lady Mary Walker from Ennis, Texas. Denver, Colorado, you need the points. Latte can get them for you. Come on, Mom. The lady married to a world champion Texas Bulldogger. Kick, Mama Mary. 16. Boy, she put him in the right gear, and Denver needed the points. There it is, Mary Walker. That's a Texas lady for the Denver National Western. There is less than 1 second separating those top 4 ladies. Well, as we get ready to bring them in, I want to remind everybody about the Coors Light Roadhouse just outside of the front of the Will Rogers Coliseum. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight it's Professor D. Look at that band. They are America's best party band. By the way, it's indoors. Don't worry about the weather. They'll be playing till 11 o'clock tonight. Your rodeo ticket will get you in free. That's gonna be a party. But now, we're gonna give a lady who's won a lot of money. She is a Texas princess. She's a world champion from right over south of Dallas at Ennis, Texas. Mary Walker, congratulations. Thank you, Mr. Bass. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Summer. Oh, Texas, I think you can make a little more noise than that for this lady. She just earned Denver, Colorado 8 points, and look at here. How in the world is that Houston bunch hanging on by a thread? 2 points to the lead. Houston. I don't believe it. Houston needs it. Reno running 20. Well, we'll see what they get done in the bull run. I'm real serious. Doug Mathis, we're done tonight. We're going to go sit in a massage chair. In the exhibit hall, bring Philip Schutz. He can run the timer. Thank you, Mattress Firm, Bull Riders. Let's ride them. We're going to go to Trevor Kastner in the bull called Sandy's Dream. It happens in chute number 3. Troy Lurwell, no, we're going to Clayton Fontaine and Footloose. Here's your South Texas cowboy. Now, goodbye, Clayton. Oh, thank you, bullfighters. That little black ball got an attitude, boy. Woo. Troy, how old is that yellow hat?
Not as old as me, but is pretty old.
I noticed. A lot of people don't know that during the week when Troy's not at a rodeo, he stands on his head and cleans toilets with that hat.
Hey, a guy's got to do what a guy's got to do.
I know. I'm proud of you.
Wearing makeup, working late at nights on the weekends, just not cutting it.
I know it. J.W. Harris, the 4-time Texas world champion in paintball. He don't care whether he's ever seen the bull or not. This guy rides him with technology between his ears. $2.5 million daddy bull rider. And I've watched this guy give away buckles, saddles. If there's kids involved and he's in an auction, he's gonna contribute. He's also the first guy to stand in line to champion somebody that'll beat him. Cheyenne, here you go. Bring it up, boys. Little bull's a muley. He's looking outside. He said, come on, J-Dub, nod your head. I want some love you.
Whoa, he's already got 6 points and they haven't even opened the gate.
No, 2 points. Just 2. Every time that bull jumps, and he comes to the inside, he's mashing his left leg. Uh-oh, he just laid down.
Went in the basement.
He's in the basement. He's back. Now, all of this time this bull is doing this, he is wearing my bull rider out. What? All right. They said, we're going to let him stand, re-pull the rope. Grisham, we're coming back to you and shoot 2. Let's go to Trevor Cashner in Sandy's Green.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about the concept of team rodeo competition with our 8 great rodeo cities? Do you like it tonight like you have before in Fort Worth? $100,000 thanks to our good friends from Cinch, Jeans, and Shirts. There's your nod, Caster, to the giant Sandy Green, to the right, to the right, to the right, into his hand. 7.5 seconds. 7.5. That's 2 for the Bulls and 2 to go, and Andy Burrell takes 1 to the catch pit. Now, we have rolled J.W. Harris's bull into chute number 6.
Oh, you rolled it up 1?
Yeah.
Oh, that should make a big difference. It
Oh,
matches
yeah.
shoe number 5. It's the same thing.
It is not. The bull knows better. He does not like to buck in an odd-numbered chute. If we have to roll him to chute number 7, somebody in that first box seat is going to be very unhappy.
Yeah, ma'am, you're going to want to move.
I just want to see if they get him pulled in a hurry. Now the idea is to hurry up and let him out of there. Get him out of there before this bull gets mad and lays down again. If it happens, we've got a reride loaded. We'll give him another shot. Now he's trying to get up over his rope. He's called for him. Come on, J-Dub, Texas, come on. No! Yes! Oh! Oh, no! No for Cheyenne. Oh, man, the bull goes to 7 seconds, changes the direction, and rips him. 7.4, watch this. Look at the form, look at the try. Look at every muscle in his body. And then the bull goes, I don't think so. Let's go this way, and bye-bye. Give the Texan a hand again, but you got to give the bull his due as well. Now, I don't have the calculation of the team leaderboard. Shoot! Gotcha, buddy. But Scotty Schiffner in the Harlem Shake. This is a bull you can beat 90 points on. Calgary Stampede's been slipping. Need to put the whoop on him. Scotty Schiffner would also be the senior citizen of bull riders in this bunch in here tonight. Right, Scotty, your hand. Woo! Oh, thank you, Nathan. Nathan Hart, Andy Burrell, and Dustin Tuckness. You're awesome, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, the NBC 5 leaderboard on crown time is going to give it to Trevor. short round.
Let's celebrate.
With a truckload of thanks to Cinch jeans and shirts. I want y'all to think about going to Cavender's. Buy one, get one free when it comes to Cinch. Mr. Bass, Trevor Kastner, the briefcase full of cash, and the TX whiskey. There is your champion. Ladies and gentlemen, on a beautiful Thursday night in Fort Worth, Texas, Cinch Jeans and Shirts have put this concept together a few years back. The 8 cities, the 8 big rodeos that have participated here tonight, it's been an honor to host them in our city of Fort Worth, Texas, 76101. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and it's time to meet some champions. But remember the concept of how they got here. 8 in each round for each city. 4 came back, which is a difficult thing to do. Only minutes, less than 30, before they've got to compete again. I hope you'll go online to fwssr.com and tell us how you liked it. It's all about the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. Ladies and gentlemen, our team captain and rodeo boss in the Bayou City, Joe Bruce Hancock. Now, and Bass is slapping the cash to every champion. It's Heath DeVos, Bobby Moat, Owen Hannah, Lisa Lockhart, Clayton Fontaine. Joe Bruce, you brought a tough bunch in red shirts tonight. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know it's going to be difficult for our president, Mr. Ed Bass, standing beside him. Our president, Brad Barnes, is holding up the team trophy. Houston! Houston!